Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind Podcast. Today's podcast episode number 14. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Motivation Wednesday, and we're up to the letter D. And, the letter D can be like so many various words. But I'm going to go with the word discipline for the letter D. So in a nutshell, it's discipline yourself. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. But before we start, a nice little quote for you. Your level of success is determined by your level of discipline and perseverance. So, I will say this. I've had to discipline myself in so many ways in the past few years. What I mean by that is I've had to eliminate a lot of distractions. Family, friends, TV shows, sports, social media, you name it, I've had to do it. I will also say if you can't discipline yourself, you're not going to win. You have to be willing to do the work when you don't want to. And this is in regards to your goals and what you want to achieve. Because you have to be willing to do the work when you're tired, when you're unmotivated, when you want to binge watch Netflix or binge watch Hulu or binge watch YouTube videos or sit and watch sports all day. The reality is that discipline is a must in order to get to where you want to be. The time, energy, effort, patience, hard work is what matters the most, and that all correlates to discipline. Because if you're going to slack off and you're going to be lazy and you're going to go hang out with your friends and you're going to go watch your favorite TV shows and you're going to watch your sports, here is the thing. You have to be willing to balance it out, or you're just not going to finish what you're working on. That's just reality. So you have to be willing to sacrifice. You have to be willing to turn off your TV, not go out, not hang out with friends, not sit and text message all day, not sit on the phone with friends for hours at a time, not sit and watch football all day. And if you're going to stay up late, do work. If you're going to go to bed early, but, get rest, well, wake up a little bit earlier, 30 minutes early, get work done. That's all I can tell you. Because it's all up to you and what you're willing to get done. Because I've written a lot of content. I've, had this podcast for 2 years before I revamped it. I've done the YouTube videos. I'm revamping YouTube now. I've done a lot. And a lot of it is me having to discipline myself. And, that gets down to work habits, how you balance your life, and, what you're doing, with yourself. And sometimes when everyone's having fun and they're going out and they're drinking and, they're having a good old time, you're going to have to miss that barbecue. You're going to have to miss that baby shower. You're going to have to miss that family get-together. That's just life. Especially if you want to get to where you want to be. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I've missed plenty of family events. I've missed plenty of barbecues during the summer. I've had to pass on going to play basketball sometimes because I have to get work done. Because now I'm no longer just a writer and an author. I have a lot of other things that I'm doing. And I've got to buckle down. Because you owe it to yourself. Unless you want to sit at a desk working for someone else for the rest of your life. I mean, hey, to each its own. That's all I can say. Because you have to discipline yourself to wake up, every morning to go work for someone else and, make money for someone else. So Why can't you have the discipline to work on something that you love and you're passionate about? Right? You've been disciplined all of your life on everyone else's terms. So why can't you be disciplined on your own terms? I'll run that by you again. You've been disciplined all of your life on everyone else's terms. So why can't you be disciplined on your own terms? I had to repeat that again, just in case it went over your head. I needed to get through your eardrums so you can process it in your mind and go, wait a minute, Mello, you have a point. Think about it. For 13 years you went through school. You had to be disciplined on the government's terms because they want you to be in school. So you had to wake up every morning to get dressed, to go sit in a classroom, to learn about crap that has nothing to do with your life right now, right? And then some of us decided that we were going to go to college, right? And I say some, not all. I can't say all of you listening to this have, decided to go to college, because that's far from the truth. And if you didn't go to college, you didn't miss out on much. Put it to you that way. College is for lawyers, doctors, therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists, the big time careers. Entrepreneurs, because you can go to business school and learn stuff, and it doesn't apply to what's going on now because the market always changes. But anyway, I digress. You were disciplined for college. You had to wake up at a certain time and go to class and, educate yourself, for the betterment of your life, to graduate and work on getting into corporate America, because that's the structure of schooling, to get you into corporate America, to work for the person who built their own business and they keep the money flowing. So you're working on someone else's terms, right? I am still, even through everything that I've done as far as all of this content that I'm creating. Why? Well, because I'm just not quite there yet. I'll get there. Everything takes time. Nothing's overnight. I understand that. So just think to yourself, you have been disciplined pretty much the majority of your life doing things for other people. When are you going to be disciplined to do things for yourself? When are you going to say, I'm going to work on things for me? Right? You have to want it more than anyone else. No one should be outworking you at this point. And if you don't have that drive, it's just not going to come to you randomly. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You either have it or you don't. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're not wired for this, you're not built for this, it's just not going to last. And if you're doing it because it's just money related, it's not going to work for you either. If you're doing stuff because it's trendy, that's not going to work for you either. Because once again, the market changes constantly. So do something that you love. And I will always say that in every podcast that I do. But there's a lot that goes into disciplining yourself and saying, all right, I'm not gonna watch that TV show tonight. You know what? I don't need to watch that basketball game. I can catch highlights. And I'm not saying like stop your life and not enjoy leisure time and not enjoy, like, watching TV every once in a while. I'm not saying shut it all down, because I don't shut it all down, that's for sure. I'll go a week or two without watching basketball, and then, there may be that night I'll sit and multitask. I'll, work on writing some content, and I'll watch 2 basketball games. But then that next day, I know that I've got to really, like, not be focused on what the next sports game is going to be, and I got to worry about what the next podcast is, and what's the next content I have to write as far as a blog, and what's the next book I need to work on, and all that. So yeah, I know when to say, all right, Mello, I've got to buckle down. And that's something that we all have to work on collectively. It's always a work in progress in regards to that. I do take time to go to the gym an hour a day. So 5 days a week, 5 hours are really allocated to me being in the gym and working out and staying in shape. That's just what it is for me. So yes, balance out your life, but don't balance it to the point where, you don't have drive and you're just going to sit on your couch and be lazy. That's all I'm saying. Don't lose sense of what your purpose is and what you're supposed to be doing in your life. So, with that said, keep that in mind. Discipline yourself. Make sure that you're working towards your goals on an everyday basis. Whether you're working 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, 3 hours a day, 5 hours a day, whatever it is, make sure you're working towards something. So, I'm out of here. Book Insight Fridays coming up. Struggles Growth of a Man Part 4. Stay tuned for that. Be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.